Hi everyone, and welcome back to Jackie's Homeroom. In this episode 5 of Writing Basics and Better Writing, I want to present 13 forms of subjects before moving on to the subject-verb relationship in a sentence. And I want to do this so you can see what kind of subjects there are, what you're working with, what possibilities there are. I'm underlining the subjects for easier reading. And so let's get straight into these subject examples. Number 1 is a simple noun or concrete subject. It's a single noun naming a person, place, thing, or concept. And here's an example. Students often struggle with verb tenses. Students is a very concrete noun. It is clear and direct, and it's easy for the reader to follow. Number 2, noun phrase, an expanded subject. It is a noun with modifiers, and modifiers are adjectives, articles, or descriptive phrases. Here's an example. Adult ESL learners in academic settings face unique challenges. The modifiers add precision, more details, without changing the grammatical structure. The length of the expanded subject is important to consider, and we'll talk about this more further on. Number 3, the gerund phrase, or action as a subject. When you add ing to a verb and it acts like a noun, you get a gerund. Here's an example. Writing regularly improves clarity of thought. It's common in academic writing to talk about activities or processes using a gerund phrase. Number 4, the infinitive phrase. This is a purpose or goal as a subject. Here we have to plus the verb, functioning as a noun. Here's an example. To communicate clearly requires careful organization. Number 5, the abstract or nominalized subject. This is an abstract noun often derived from a verb or adjective. Here's an example. Clarity in academic writing affects reader comprehension. These words and phrases are very common in formal and academic texts, but they can start to become vague if overused, so watch out. Number 6, pronoun subject. A pronoun subject is a pronoun that replaces a noun. Here's an example. They argue that the results are inconclusive. Pronouns are used often and can be efficient, but they can also be dangerous if the reference is unclear in academic writing. Number 7, clause as a subject. That clause or WH clause. This is a full clause functioning as a subject. Here are 2 examples. That the experiment failed was unexpected. What matters most is clarity. The clause as a subject is common in formal and academic writing. It allows complex ideas to be treated as a single unit. Number 8, dummy or anticipatory subjects using it. It is used to hold the subject position while the real subject comes later. Here's an example. It is important to define key terms clearly. This is also very common in academic writing, but we can hide responsibility or weaken clarity if overused. So I'm going to give you 2 other options for you to review and compare because this is so important. Option number 1, defining key terms clearly is essential. Number 2, key terms should be clearly defined. So see how we can start to play with clarity in sentences? Let's continue with more subject forms. Number 9, existential subject using there. There introduces the existence of something. Here's an example. There are several limitations in the study. There is useful for introducing new information, but often weak in academic prose. Number 10, coordinated compound subject. 2 or more subjects joined by and, or, nor. Here's an example. Clarity and precision are essential in academic writing. Now, this is a very common subject and it is clear, but it can become tricky in combination with the verb. So we'll talk more about this in another video. Number 11, implicit subject or commands. Now, the subject is understood here, but not stated. Here's an example. Write clearly and revise carefully. So the you is implicit. Now, these sentences are rare in academic writing, but very common in instructions and teaching materials. Number 12, long, complex noun phrases. A heavy subject. This is a subject with multiple layers of modification. Here's an example. The rapid development of AI-assisted writing tools in higher education raises ethical questions. We saw some examples in the previous video, and these sentences are very common in academic writing. However, remember that often clarity depends on keeping the verb close to the subject. We'll talk about this more in episode 6. And lastly, 13, quoted or labeled subject. This is a word or phrase or concept treated as an object of discussion. Here's an example. Clarity is a central concept in this course. This form is used when analyzing language or concepts. So as you can see from these examples, subjects take on many forms. They signal what the sentence is really about. For ESL and academic writers, mastery comes from recognizing subject forms, choosing the form that best matches the idea, and keeping the subject-verb relationship clear. In the next video, we'll start to talk about this last point, the subject-verb relationship. Hope to see you there. Bye for now.